Hello, and welcome to our next lesson. Today I'm going to cover the influential circus, lesson number 10. The popularity of tattooing during the late 19th century and the beginning of the 20th century owed much to the circus. When circuses prospered, tattooing prospered. When circuses went bankrupt, tattooed people and artists were out of work. For over 70 years, every major circus employed several completely tattooed people. Some were exhibited in sideshows, others performed in traditional circus acts such as juggling and sword swallowing. Rival circuses competed with each other for the services of the most elaborately tattooed show people and paid them handsome salaries. Many of the old-time tattoo artists made most of their money while traveling with circuses during the spring and summer, and returned home to their shops in the winter. The circus served as a showcase where tattooed artists could attract customers by exhibiting their work to a paying public. And in many cases, the only surviving records are in the form of photos and posters, which were used for circus publicity. John Rutherford. The first tattooed English showman was John Rutherford. It was said that he was captured and held as prisoner by the Maoris. During his years with the Maoris, he participated in warfare, headhunting, and other tribal activities. When he returned, he accompanied a traveling caravan of wonders where he showed his tattooing and told of his adventures. Phineas T. Barnum. The great 19th century showman Phineas T. Barnum is credited with organizing the first group exhibitions of unique individuals. One of the principal attractions at Barnum's American Museum in 1842 was James F. O'Connell, who had the honor of being the first tattooed man ever exhibited in the United States. He entertained his audiences with tales of exotic adventures, and according to O'Connell, savages on Ponope in the Caroline Islands captured him and forced him to submit to tattooing at the hands of a series of voluptuous virgins. He was forced to marry the last one who tattooed him. Museum patrons, most of whom had never seen tattooing before, were impressed. The railway in 1869 connected the east and west coasts of the United States. The circus entered a period of growth and prosperity that resulted in employment opportunities for many tattooed people and tattoo artists. Prince Constantine, a Greek who had spent many years in Burma, had himself tattooed with the intention of going into show business. He was the most elaborately and artistically tattooed performer of his time. He said that 4 strong men had to hold him down while he was tattooed every morning for 3 hours. It took 3 months for the work to be completed. La Belle Irene. With the invention of the electric tattooing machine, many individuals were attracted to the opportunity of making an easy living in the circus. La Belle Irene made her London debut in 1890, claiming to be the first completely tattooed woman ever exhibited in a circus. Her decorations included an assortment of flowers, birds, hearts, cupids, scrolls, and sentimental inscriptions borrowed from the ornamental commercial art of the day. Londoners were told that she received her tattoos as protection in a savage land, Texas, as a protection against the unwelcomed advances of the natives. Last decade of the 19th century. During the last decade of the 19th century, the circus enjoyed an unprecedented period of growth and prosperity. As circuses prospered, the demand for tattooed people increased, and the competition became intense as circus owners competed to come up with more extravagant tattooed shows. There were tattooed sword swallowers, fire eaters, dwarves, jugglers, mind readers, strong men, fat ladies, wrestlers, knife throwers, and even circus animals. The Great Omi, or the Zebra Man. The most famous tattooed man of this period was Horace Riddler. In 1927, he asked London's leading tattoo artist, George Burchett, to tattoo him all over, including his face, with inch-wide zebra stripes. To become a freak in order to earn a livelihood was a gamble which might not have come off. Riddler also had his teeth filed down to sharp points. He had his nose pierced so he could insert an ivory tusk, and his earlobes were pierced and stretched. He called himself the Great Omi and was one of the most successful freaks in the history of the circus. He succeeded because he was unique, but during the latter part of his career there were fewer and fewer tattooed people seen in circuses. The popularity of the freak show was waning, and tattooed people were no longer novelties. After World War II, freak shows came under attack, and only a few of the larger circuses still included them. Lesson of the day: circus influences. I'm going to include a link to a video that's going to cover some of the big circus influences. Please watch that and then continue on with your assignment. Today's assignment is to create a circus-inspired flash sheet. There must be a minimum of 5 circus freaks on the flash sheet. One must be centrally located, have fine details, and have a minimum of 5 by 5 inch dimensions. One design on the sheet must be a detailed pointillism circus tent with black and color. This design is not included as one of the 5 freaks. The styles of the rest of the sheet must be traditional, neo-traditional, or pointillism, and color. So if you do traditional or neo-traditional, it would also include color. Okay. The assignment must be complete and in all formats, for the web and print, stencil as well, so that you can have it ready in your apprentice book. And that's it for today. I'm looking forward to seeing all the awesome things that you come up with.